Welcome to lecture number 20, School Monitoring of Student Social Media. Traditionally, one of the main responsibilities of a school principal was to make sure students were not creating a ruckus in the hallways, smoking in the bathroom, or physically bullying other students at recess. Vigilance usually ended when the bell rang and students left the school grounds. Today, however, as the internet has become a daily part of every student's life, and as the incidence of cyberbullying has grown at alarming rates, school districts are beginning to monitor student social media around the clock. This increased surveillance has been spurred in part by state legislatures across the country, which have imposed duties on school officials to actively address cyberbullying and online harassment. Many school districts closely monitor and track the usage of school computers, but the challenge is how to address the use of internet-connected mobile devices, which most students now own. A new industry has sprung up that offers software to track students or provides a service where the tracking and analysis is done for the school. Glendale, California school districts, through a private firm, have been monitoring off-campus student social media since 2012. School officials credit the monitoring with saving the life of a student who is harboring thoughts of suicide and with reducing the incidence of online harassment. School districts in Alabama and Maryland have also begun monitoring student social media activity in an effort to combat cyberbullying. The monitoring of off-campus student online activities potentially implicates both privacy and free speech concerns and is likely to spark numerous lawsuits over the next few years. Most of the litigation to date has been in the context of free speech issues, either challenging a discipline meted out for a student's post on social media outside of school hours or challenging an overly broad social media policy restricting what students may post on social media. The case law is less than clear on how far schools may go in monitoring their students when not on campus, and the outcomes are heavily dependent on the specific factual circumstances and whether school safety and disruption is implicated. For example, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals recently upheld the suspension of a 16-year-old Nevada student who bragged on his MySpace page that he had guns at home and threatened to kill fellow students on a particular date. The majority opinion specifically noted that the threats were credible and caused a substantial disruption at school. This result is contrasted with those cases where student discipline was deemed to be in violation of the First Amendment, where the context was a student-created parody site of a principal or a profanity-laced student social media rant against a school official. Similarly, in an Indiana case, the discipline of two female students who posted suggestive photos of themselves with phallic-shaped lollipops was overturned on free speech grounds. The permissible limits of what a school district legally should or should not do in combating online harassment is also unclear. A school district in New Jersey has been sued for not doing enough to protect students from cyberbullying, and a principal in Missouri recently resigned after accusations that she snooped on students using a fake Facebook account. Suffice it to say, this area will be ripe for litigation in the coming years as student safety, privacy, and free speech inevitably clash in today's online world. This week's readings contain a link to a recent CNN report on school monitoring of off-campus student social media. The CNN report is relevant to this week's student blog post regarding the public policy reasons for and against school monitoring of student social media. Next week, we will begin our discussion of the unique privacy issues arising from electronic health records.